What's up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going through game week 37 in the Premier League. Start off with Fulham against Manchester City. Up to a 2-1 City win. They won 4-0, complete domination. Gvardiol scored another 2 goals. He's in insane form right now. What a player, man. It took him a little while to adapt, but this last month he's been in amongst the goals. Last couple of months defensively he's been a lot better. He's really settled now. He's going to be one of the best players in the world soon. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne were absolutely amazing in this game as well. Like I said, Fulham did absolutely nothing. The Man City defenders had pretty much nothing to do. I just had to make like one save. Gvardiol almost had his hat-trick as well. He let Alvarez take the penalty right at the end of the game. It would have been really nice to see him get his hat-trick. But it shows the team ethic in him as well. You know, he wanted to do what was best for the team. I thought the Man City fans were excellent as well. You could hear them from minute 1 to minute 90 singing their hearts out. They get a lot of stick for some reason, but they are very, very supportive and very vocal. Fulham are now winless in 4 games, only 1 win in the last 8. They have not ended the season particularly great. Bournemouth against Brentford, I predicted a 2-0 Bournemouth win. Brentford ended up winning 2-1, but what a controversial game this was, man. The referee was absolutely terrible as well. Like, some of the decisions in this game were horrendous. Bournemouth had a goal disallowed for a handball from Semenyo in the build-up, and that was, in my opinion, the correct decision. But he then disallowed a goal from Solanke later on because for a judged foul when it was never a foul. Solanke had a shot and he blew it mid-shot. Like, let the ball go in first, then blow it so VR can have a look at it. It was not a foul. The ref blew too early and Bournemouth would have gone 1-0 up at that point. It was 0-0 until like the 85th minute, and then 3 goals happened at the end of the game. Vissa and Bremer combined twice for Brentford's goals, and Solanke scored in between that to get his 19th Premier League goal of the season. That result meant that Ivan Toney has not scored in 11 games. Maybe he's not as good as he thinks he is. Everton against Sheffield United, up it was a 2-0 Everton win. They won 1-0. Calvert-Lewin did very well to tee up Decore, who had an open goal to head into. But after that, Jack Robinson completely lost his head. He was very lucky to stay on the pitch. He just pushed Calvert-Lewin with both arms for no reason off the ball. And then he pushed someone else as well. He was really lucky not to get himself sent off. Pretty boring game overall, though not many chances. But this result meant that Everton have kept 5 home clean sheets in a row, as well as 5 wins in a row now. They've won 4 out of their last 5 games. They're in incredible form. In my opinion, Sean Dyche should be manager of the season because the situation he's had to deal with this season. The quality of football Everton have played has been very good for the most part as well, which is a shame that their strikers haven't been able to find the net until recently. But he's a top manager, man. He's doing a fantastic job at Everton. And I mean, Sheffield United already relegated, but 6 losses in a row is just not great, is it? Newcastle Brighton, up it was a 3-1 Newcastle win, ended up being a 1-1 draw. And Newcastle actually had the better of the early exchanges in the game, but Brighton took the lead for a corner when they started to get a bit of control over the game. However, after that, Newcastle took over again, and they scored right before the break. Gordon was really good in the first half as well. He created quite a few chances, and Cesar had a couple big ones for Brighton, and he also had one of the dives of the season. Like, it was just absolutely incredible how shameless it was. Got himself booked, rightly so. Someone give him an acting job, man. It was mental. Albon did the same thing late on as well. I don't know what I was seeing, man. Like, just how blatant do you want to be? In the second half, I thought Newcastle were much the better team. Had the majority of the chances. Harvey Barnes had a clear chance that he really should have done better with. Newcastle did put the ball in the back of the net, but Almiron was offside. It's just not good enough to be playing for a team competing for Europe. Like, he's a good hard worker. He has spells where he's really good, but overall he's just not good enough. Despite the fact they didn't win, this result did mean that Newcastle have scored in every home game in a Premier League season, something they haven't done for 65 years. However, it did end Isak's fantastic run of games scoring at St James's Park. He did have an illness and he didn't play particularly amazingly in this game. He went off quite early as well. Hopefully he's back for the next one. Tottenham Burnley, up it was a 4-2 Tottenham win, ended up being a 2-1 Tottenham win. At the start of this game was absolutely relentless as well. Maddison had a big chance, then Vicario made a huge save, and then Muric made a big save a minute later. Like, that was all within the first 4 minutes. It was incredible. Bryn Larson scored yet again, and he put Burnley into the lead. But not too long after, Pedro Porro smashed Tottenham level. Johnson was really poor in this game, man. He had some huge chances. His decision making was awful. He missed an open goal late on as well, but like, it just wasn't a good game for him. He has been decent overall, but he definitely does have some work to do on his finishing and decision making in the final third. Second half though was pretty much all Tottenham. Maddison had a huge chance. He skipped past the defender, but his shot was just straight at Muric. Should have done a lot better. Saar also missed a huge chance. But then Mickey van der Ven, what can that boy not do, bruv? He's 6'4", he's incredibly strong, he's incredibly fast, he can dribble with the ball, he defends really well, he can pass the ball quite well as well, and he can shoot better than most forwards. Like, it's incredible. His goal was fantastic. The way he opened up his body and just placed it into the bottom corner, incredible. Next season, hopefully he can stay fully fit, and he's so good to watch. West Ham against Luton, up it was a 5-1 West Ham win. They ended up winning 3-1. They were absolutely horrendous in the first half though. Luton went in 1-0 up. The only chance they really had was Bowen hitting the woodwork yet again, man. He hit it 3 times against Chelsea. Yet again here. In the second half, though, West Ham really did turn it on. You know, they realised, oh shit, this is the last ever time David Moyes will be managing in front of these fans at the stadium. We need to put a shift in and send him off well. Kudus was absolutely fantastic, man. What a player he is. Unfortunately, though, he did miss a pretty big chance. Souček scored a ridiculous volley on his left foot to put West Ham 2-1 up after Ward-Prowse equalised. George Murphy as well, you know, a couple of weeks ago he had a huge head injury. It was brilliant to see him scoring. It's only his 3rd appearance for West Ham, but he got his first goal. And yeah, hopefully a big future ahead for him. Luton are all but relegated now, and it was a really nice way for West Ham to send David Moyes off. Wolves against Palace, I put it to a 2-2 draw. Ended up being 3-1. However, I did say if there was going to be a winner, it's definitely going to be Palace. Elise did miss a pretty big chance right at the start, but he made up for it not too long after with a screamer, man. What a guy, what a player. PSG, please go and sign him, man. He'd be perfect there. Talking of insane French players, Jean-Philippe Mateta scored yet again 6 goals in his last 5 games. Mate, PSG, go sign them too, yeah? Convince Mbappe to stay, please. I don't want him going to Madrid. Convince him, do whatever you have to do. Give him $2 million a week. In the first half, Wolves didn't really do anything. Doherty had the only chance where he hit the crossbar. Second half, they did come out a lot more. Hwang Hee-chan missed an open goal just after Cunha had put him back into the game. But then towards the end, Eze got on the end of an Elise pass them to Lincoln yet again. Eze restored Palace's 2-goal lead. Again, another incredible player, man. Genuinely, I said it in the last video, if they can keep these players together, they can challenge for the Champions League next season. Hamada did get himself sent off at the end of the game. 2 yellow cards, especially the first one, completely needless. Don't know what he was doing. Palace have won 5 out of their last 6 games, with the other one being a draw. Wolves have only won 1 out of their last 9, so they are ending the season in horrific form. Nottingham Forest against Chelsea, I put it a 2-1 Forest win. Chelsea won 3-2, but Forest were 2-1 up until very late on. Chelsea scored a brilliant goal to open the scoring though. Palmer with an amazing pass into Mudryk, who did really well. You know, first touch was fantastic and just placed it into the corner. Palmer, again, his passing is absolutely mental, man. He gave Jackson a sitter who should have scored. But then after that, Palmer had a chance himself where he really should have scored. Wood, once again, man, I don't know what's happened to him. He missed another sitter. If the Wood from 3 months ago had bothered playing in this last 3 weeks, Forest wouldn't even be in any danger of relegation. They'd have been safe. Chelsea then hit the post, and then Hudson-Odoi hit the bar before he then put Forest into the lead. It was a really good finish as well, and he celebrated against his old team. I really did rate it, but then it just didn't come off because Chelsea came back. And you know what? I have to give Chelsea credit because I thought that they were going to crumble against a team that have a fantastic atmosphere, that was going to put them under pressure, was going to make it intimidating, and they didn't do that. At the end of the game, Sterling came on off the bench, scored a really nice goal as well. Before Reece James set up Jackson with a sitter. Man, Reece James is such a good player. Even as a rival fan, I do really feel sorry for him because he is so good when he's able to stay fit. It's just a shame that he's not able to stay fit enough. But Yates and Danilo, I thought, did really well for Forest, and it's a shame that they couldn't hold on. Manchester United against Arsenal, I predicted a 3-1 Arsenal win. They won 1-0. Surprise, surprise, Casemiro had another shocker. He is finished. Get out of the Prem, boy. You can't survive here anymore, man. He is so bad. Positives though for Man United, I thought Amrabat and Diallo were really good. Like, Man United's attack has been completely toothless this season, but Diallo showed glimpses of a really good player. He created a lot of chances. His dribbling was very, very good. The Arsenal defenders were finding it really difficult to deal with him. It's a shame Garnacho was really wasteful on the other side. But McTominay had a pretty decent game as well. But yeah, Amrabat, he's had some absolute shockers this season. Like in this game, he was very decent. However, they just didn't create any clear-cut chances. Arsenal were not at their best at all, and they were quite poor, especially going forward. They didn't really do anything. But once again, William Saliba stood tall. got man of the match away again. You know, he did it against Liverpool, he's done it against Manchester City, now he's done it against Manchester United. I don't care, I think he is now the best defender in the world. He is flawless. Finally, Aston Villa against Liverpool, I predicted a 2-2 draw. They drew 3-3. Liverpool got off to a flyer. Martinez, horror error, man. It's just unforgivable. But Villa were level not too long after that. Watkins did brilliantly, and he set up Taylor. It was a pretty simple chance. He finished it off well, though. Diego Carlos then missed an open goal, which would have put Villa 2-1 up, before Diaby missed a sitter, which again would have put Villa 2-1 up. And because they didn't take their chances, Liverpool went up the other end and made it 2-1 to them. Salah then missed an open goal as well. I don't know what's happened to him. He is absolutely terrible now. Straight off the break, Liverpool made it 3-1, and I thought, oh, this might be over now. Despite the fact that Villa were the better team in the first half and in the second half, at this stage I was like, oh, I don't know. Liverpool don't really give away these sort of leads, especially when Villa were missing huge chance after huge chance, even at 3-1. You know, straight after they had a big one, and unfortunately a lack of communication meant that the goal was given offside. It really shouldn't have been offside, but they only have themselves to blame for that. But then at the end of the game, Duran came on off the bench, scored 2 goals and rescued a point for Villa. He's been really good whenever I've watched him this season. Obviously it's a shame for him that the man starting ahead of him is Ollie Watkins, who has arguably been the best player in the league this season. But he is a really, really good striker. I'm sure next season he'll be wanting more minutes. It'll be tough for Emery to fit them both in, given the system he plays. But I mean, with the Champions League, you know, maybe Watkins will be rested a bit more for that. Who knows? Villa were by far the better team in my opinion. I thought they deserved at least a point, and they did get it. I think they will feel hard done by that. They didn't get 3 points, but given the way that they fought back at the end, a point will feel very, very good. That's what I thought of the game week. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for that video.